going on, guys? It's Ty Thompson here at BXT Media, and we're here with Mr. J
Yep.
Minor, and pretty much we're just going to talk about and spit different ideas across the virtual camera, and just pretty much get to know each other, and more so get to know Mr. J. So, Mr. J, how would you say God has been a factor in your life in your entrepreneur journey?
Hey, hey, first let me say I appreciate you having me, Ty. But with me, man, I'm from the South. I'm from a old Baptist church. You feel me? Old Baptist parents. You feel me? Obviously, as a child, I was forced to go to church. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, as I aged over time, I started to gain my own relationship with Christ, with God. You feel what I'm saying? And it's been a beautiful thing. The thing is, we all need forgiveness. We all seek forgiveness. You feel me? We all make mistakes. You know, we judge people based off of their material possessions, based off the gifts they have. But at the end of the day, when you go on the ground, we all gonna have to see the same God. You feel what I'm saying?
Amen. Yeah.
Uh, my relationship with God got a lot closer when I was a collegiate athlete. Obviously, I'm away from home at this point. Obviously, I'm dealing with life at this point. You feel what I'm saying? Being out on my own. Um, but to make a long story short, I've always been brave enough to try things simply because of my relationship with God. Because at the end of the day, there's no building that I walk in that I'm not willing to work out of because of my faith in God. I've never had a job that I was not willing to walk away from if things weren't being handled accordingly because of my relationship with God. So my faith in God is what drives everything I do. I make mistakes. My mouth get, you know what I'm saying? I say more than I should sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
At
yeah.
the end of the day, people need to hear it from somebody like me. You feel me? Because at
Mhm.
the end of the day, one of the hardest things for many people to, one of the reasons people have a hard time getting close to Christ is because the only thing they see represent Christ are the people in the church that's quote unquote or give the illusion that they're perfect. I'm not perfect. You feel me? I made plenty of mistakes. I've made more mistakes than many. You feel what I'm saying? But for whatever the reason, God saw fit to give me another day of life. For whatever the reason, God saw fit to give me a voice to spread his message. And that's what I'm going to do. You feel me? So God is backing everything I do. Again, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, but at the end of the day, I know who Jesus is, and that's who I'm chasing, and that's who I'm attempting over time to imitate.
Yeah, no, everything you said, I definitely 100% agree with. I feel that heavily. Because with me, same with you, you know what I'm saying? I was raised up in a church, you know what I'm saying, forced to go to church. And then it's crazy because every time I speak with people about, their relationship with God, they always find God when it's like, man, like it's getting hard. It's getting hard.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's crazy because even with me, same, you know what I'm saying? When I was struggling with basketball, I remember it was like probably junior year of high school. I'm like, man, like I ain't playing good. I'm like, you know what? My mom said, you know what I'm saying, if I pray, you know what I'm saying, something gonna work. You know what I'm saying? But the craziest thing is I remember still to this day, I was praying and praying that night, you know what I'm saying? Asking God, like, I pray I do good. You know what I'm saying? I pray you give me all these strengths to, go out there, cross people up and dunk on people. But it's crazy, even still to this day, it's like I never got that, but I got something better,
yes, Lord.
which was peace.
Yes,
You know what
Lord.
I'm saying? And all those things can tied into, you know what I'm saying, everything in life. And you start to realize how quiet things get when you start to ask for things in the flesh
Yes, Lord.
and he gives you things in the spirit.
Oh man, yeah, you preach it, bro. You preach it.
Yeah, yeah, dog. And I 100% feel that. But yeah, what would you say is like, like why being a personal development coach and why not being a chef or a race car or like what like why specifically do you want to do this?
I feel you. So I'm gonna be honest. Um, I was raised by great parents. I had my mother and father at home. You feel what I'm saying? But poverty is a thing in the South. You feel me? Let me correct myself. Poverty is a thing everywhere. But I'm from the poorest state probably in the country. I'm from Mississippi. You feel me?
Mm,
All the
mm,
negative stigmas about Mississippi. You feel me? Some of them true, some of them are not. You feel what I'm saying? But at
mm,
the end of the day, I've been a part of things I'm proud of. I've been a part of things I'm not proud of. I've been a hustler since I was a child, and I don't mean that under no negative in no negative way. You feel me?
mm,
I couldn't get the video games I wanted. I had to trade my way to get things like that. I remember doing things like this in the third grade. You feel me? Um, Life went on. Um, my goal was to make it to the league, to the NFL. You feel me? That didn't hurt. Tore ACL, separated shoulders, fractured feet. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine. You feel me?
yeah.
Um, that landed me eventually after going to college, dropping out of college, back to the street. You feel what I'm saying? Back to activities I shouldn't have been a part of. Um, I don't like to toot my own horn, as they say, but I've been a leader since the last time I remember. You hear me? I've been a leader since, and I don't care what establishment I'm in. If things aren't going the way they should, I'm not gonna sit up there and just yes man and agree to it. You feel me? I've had a challenging time staying in jobs that people are not handling and doing things the correct way. I spent about 10 years in the car business. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm,
But the football didn't work, didn't make it to the league. Um, when I was hustling, I just wanted to do anything. An old Italian guy was selling my mother some insurance, and you know, you know, I walked through, mustard shirt, wife beater, tats, like, hey, I mean, who this dude? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what he doing in here? Dad ain't here. What he here for? You feel me? Time went on. He asked my mother, like, hey, what's up with him? I like the way he walk. Like he walking like he going somewhere. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
Long story short, we chop it up, we talk. End up getting that little gig. It lasts for about a year. But what that did for me is showed me there's a different side of life. You feel what I'm saying? There's more to life than the BS. There's more to life than foolishness. You feel what I'm saying? Um, as I stated, I went to the car business later, stayed there for about 10 years. Um, but in the process of getting married to my beautiful wife, my dog, we locked in, you know what I'm saying, like chain links, you feel me? My real life dog. When you get married as a man, you get comfortable. You feel
Mm,
me? You kick your feet up. You
mm,
know, I was a former running back, so obviously I was in decent shape. But as time went on, I gained a lot of weight. You feel me? Being married, just going through the motions, succeeding in the car business. You feel what I'm saying? Making a little money, um, enjoying myself, eating late, eating out, and all the everything. You feel me?
mm,
But when I started dealing with things with my baby boy, he's 11 now, or he'll be 12 actually in October. I dealt with a lot with him. Like I dealt with issues with getting to see him, and I've been an excellent father from the jump. Not to get into that, not to change the topic, but in the process of dealing with that, I believe from the time he was born in 2012. About when I got married in 14, around 17, 18, I started dealing with a lot of issues with getting to see him. Him being kept from me. I went 6 months without seeing him. You feel what I'm saying? Had to go to court, had to go the whole night. Been in court multiple times. You feel me? But in that process, I started drinking. In that process, I'm married and I'm gaining weight. And I look at the mirror one day and I'm not who I remember. You feel? But who is this? You feel what I'm saying? Make a long story short, I ran into my personal development coach. Um, we got the weight off. It's been a process. And what I've learned over time is personal development is the ultimate flex. Personal development is something anyone and everyone should be working on. At the end of the day, if you're not working on you, what are you doing? You feel me? You could buy all the clothes you want. You could buy all the materialistic things you want. You feel me? But if you're not working on you, if you're not getting better, if you're not the type of person that can handle situations, you're wasting your time. And what I found, I only been doing personal development as a coach for not quite a year, but it's the gift that keeps giving. It's such a beautiful thing, when we speak about Christ, when we speak about, being a child of God, it's a beautiful thing helping people better themselves because a lot of people are lost. A lot of people don't know what to do. A lot of people are excuse driven. Um, they're hooked on all type of things, vices, and people participate in self-sabotaging activity and they don't know how to change it. That's where someone like me come in. You feel what I'm saying? That's what my Instagram is for, to motivate, to inspire, and to educate. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, when you start working on you, when you better in you, everything around you gets better. But everything starts and ends with you. And that's what people have a hard time understanding. So I know it was a long-winded answer, but personal development, that's where it's at because we all need it. And it's not a trend or a fad that's going to go away. Yeah, you see personal development coaches all over the place online, but at the end of the day, it's one thing to turn on the camera and imitate something. It's something totally different to walk this walk every single day. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, no, you said a lot of good things, like number one, you talking about personal development. I'm a huge, huge, huge believer in personal development. Like, I believe if you don't have that, you can't succeed at anything.
yes
At
sir.
anything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you can have all the dreams you want, all those things you want, but if you don't have the discipline, you don't have the mental fortitude to understand what you have to do in order to get to where you need to get to, you're not going to go anywhere. Like, I think personal development is the pinnacle of everything. Like,
Yes sir.
like literally everything. And like how I kind of feel a lot of times, and maybe I may be like a little bit too harsh, but for myself, I've always felt that like I always knew what I should be doing. Like I always knew like I
Yeah.
I should be doing this, I should be doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I think people when you were speaking about how people are lost, I kind of believe like they're lost because they don't want to be found. Like I feel like they don't want to fit like for example, for me, if I don't do certain things by the end of the day, I'm like, dang, bro, like I need to get up earlier. I need to go do this. Some people, I don't know, like that's just a lot of work, man. Like they don't want to be found, like they don't want to fix it. They don't care to fix it because they're comfortable in what they got going on. And I have sometimes like, I'll probably say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I don't do it. I keep like a scoreboard in my head where
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like I just said I was gonna do that. I just said I was gonna do 50 push-ups. I just did 20. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if I say it out loud, it's
Yeah.
like, dang, I actually gotta do it now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
That's
so nah, everything you're saying, like I 100% agree with, especially when you were talking about how, injuries with like football, basketball, man, like we could talk about that for days, man.
right, right, right.
Man, like, I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like, as I've, gotten older and understood like how life is, like, I just think that those things were meant to happen for you in order to be who you are today, because I just feel like all those things encompasses the things that God has made you to be. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying? At least in a moment, I was moping like, man, this, and that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I felt like, I honestly I would have never became the person I am today if I never had those things.
Yes,
And so
yes, Lord.
yeah, no, I 100% agree with that, man.
Look, not to cut you off, man, to piggyback off what you're saying, man, accountability is big, and that's what so many people lack. Something I preach and I scream all the time is comfortability is a killer of dreams. You feel what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is, like you said, your conscience lets you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know you eating too much. You know you don't need to go to that party. You know you don't need to go with that girl. You know you don't need to be hanging out there. You feel?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you feel it. But what we do is we fight our conscience. Then we wonder why we deal with anxiety. We wonder why we deal with depression because something inside of you, excuse me, is telling you what you need to do. Something inside of you is attempting to guide you. God is attempting to guide you, and you turning it down. It's the same way it is with a child. When a child does something when they're young and they begin to understand right from wrong, when they do something wrong, they try to hide it. We do the same exact thing as adults. You feel what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
feel bad because you know you up to no good. You feel bad because you know it's more you need to do. What I preach is commit to the commitments that you make to yourself. We're more prone to commit to what we tell someone else than we are our own selves. Like you said just a moment ago, you telling yourself you go do a certain number of push-ups and you fall short of that. Your subconscious recording that. Like, hey, bro, you didn't handle your business. You didn't do what you said. How can I trust you if you lying to you? So if you can't trust you, nobody else definitely can because you lying to yourself. So no, I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. And that's one thing about sports that plays an important role. It teaches accountability. You
It
feel what I'm
does.
saying? So
It
yeah, so
does.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, because I feel like with everything that happens, or at least everything that has been put in front of my face, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're supposed to use that as because I feel like, what I'm saying? I know, we talk about God all the time, but if you know me, if you gonna know that Ty loves Jesus, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like, God says all things is working for your good. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
Lord.
And all I'm saying is just that like you can take those quote unquote negative feelings that you think that you're feeling and make it negative yourself. But if
Yes,
you always know that all things is working for your good, it's like you can never lose, like never. And you have to kind of look at it like that. Like, what can I learn from that? And I'm pretty sure you probably preach that every day. You know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, nah, man. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Because we could be on that topic all day.
right.
But so what would you say is like what would you say is like one of your biggest successes that contributed to your achievement of being a personal development coach? Like what would you say like it's like okay, like when I was doing this, like okay, I feel like I achieved something while I was coaching. Like
Well, let me say before I started coaching, losing the weight was listen. When you
mm,
lose weight, when you get in shape, bro, you're a walking billboard. That's what I explain to people. You are a walking billboard wherever you go. What are you saying about you if you don't carry yourself appropriately? What are you saying about you? You feel what I'm saying? So, because let's be clear, again, I was a collegiate athlete, so I've been in shape. You feel me? However, when I started working on personal development, when I really started working on myself, the confidence that brings to you, you feel me? Like literally, me and my wife would be out somewhere, and people randomly come up. Hey, what do you do? You feel what I'm saying? It's like you feel you are a walking billboard, But to go back to your question exactly, what's been the biggest thing that has impacted since I began? Just helping people, man. Because at the end of the day, people like to act, certain lie people, you know how we do, certain us. People act like everything is a scam. Everything is a scam.
yeah, yeah,
Personal
yeah.
is a scam. You feel me?
Hmm.
I tell you what's not a scam. You going out spending all your money every single weekend at the club. That's why your life the way it is. You hate the job you're on, but you can't change that because you love the club and you gotta go pop bottles this weekend and make it rain with money you don't have and make it rain with you feel what I'm saying with your
Hmm.
bill money. You're trapped in a cycle that you cannot correct because you're in love with a lifestyle and it's things you need to correct that you refuse to correct. You feel what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So the ability to be able to help people and show them in real time, because I'm telling you right now, when you get a program, your life is gonna change. Your life is gonna start changing immediately. Because at the end of the day, if I'm doing what my conscience calls me to do, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, if I'm getting up earlier, if I'm working out every day, if I'm hitting my numbers like I'm supposed to, one of the parts of my program different than others is I require you to do something kind for someone every single day. That's your job. If you didn't do it, you didn't do what you're supposed to do. I almost forgot where I was. The language almost went off. But you feel me? But if you're not going out doing something kind for someone every day, you fail today. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, the world needs accountability, but the world needs kindness too. You feel me? So just the ability to push this thing in real time, in real life, because again, you can say with personal development, you're offering people ideas more than anything. It's not something you can physically touch. It's harder to sell something that's not something tangibly you can touch than it is something that's invisible, like insurance. You feel what I'm saying? But it definitely has its role and it definitely has its place. But I know it's a broad answer. My answer would be just the ability to be able to help people and push this in real time. See, the fact of the matter is the personal development coaches they send don't look like me. You feel what I'm saying? The personal development coaches y'all watching don't talk like me. I'm from the South. I'm from Mississippi. You hear me? And people from Mississippi don't talk like this. You feel me? From the perspective on a positive perspective. You feel what I'm saying? Not
Mm-hmm.
knocking on what they do, but I'm just saying, for the most part, when you see a person with gold teeth and this, that, and the third, you need to see someone like you in order to know this thing is real. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
pride myself in. So that'd be my greatest accomplishment. Just my first customer, my first person I help, letting them see, okay, dang, I do. This is a real thing. And when they begin to see it, it's a message that they pass as well.
Yeah, no, I 100% believe in that as well. Like, I feel like, you know, people, like, I feel like brands are associations. You know what I'm saying? I feel like whatever you associate yourself with is what people are going to be attracted to. You know what I'm saying? And I 100%, I actually talk about that a lot with my team. Is like, what do we want to be associated with? You know what I'm saying? How do we want to go about, reaching out to people and appealing to people's, different environments and different understandings? Because I think the strongest thing and the number one thing that we love to do at BXT is we get a high off of seeing your success.
Yes, Lord.
Like we love like that's, and that's all like I feel like that's what life is supposed to be about because sadly my grandfather he passed away a couple years ago
Sorry.
and when he passed away like it was kind of weird like my mom had told me and I'm like oh wow like I didn't feel anything it was kind of like I couldn't feel that emotion if that made sense and then I started to really like deeply think like okay like oh dang, like maybe like 2, 3 weeks later, like, oh dang, like he's actually gone. Like, wow, like and then you start to realize that, all those things that people try to say that, you know, are chase your passion, chase this, chase that, like I don't really feel fulfilled doing any of those things. Like my true fulfillment is helping other people. Like I think I really think that's what life is about. I feel like God put us on this earth to help each other. You know what I'm saying? And help each other grow. And I feel like I don't know. I just feel like that's the main thing I love seeing with people. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
no, I 100% agree with everything you're saying, man. We do the same thing here at
And
BXT.
what you just said, that's natural. See, the thing is, like I was saying just a moment ago about you know what you need to do. You can't argue with your feelings. Not
Yeah.
saying he was always right, but I'm saying you can't argue with them. You know it feels good to help people. You know that, but we condition ourselves not to because
Hmm.
it's corny. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You feel me? Like I won't speak on the help I've given because I don't believe in necessarily having to put it on camera, this, that, and the third. But
Hmm.
man, if you see all the money I gave away in life when I didn't have anything, do you feel me?
Hmm.
When I didn't have anything, and people around me laughed, and people around me said, "You could have gave that to me." But the fact of the matter is, you appear on a job, and this person is homeless. Not saying the homeless person doesn't have an excuse, and I can't control what the homeless person does with the money. What I can control, I'm controlling, and that's spreading love,
Hmm.
sharing my resources. You feel what I'm saying? But you can't argue with the fact that it feels good to help people, man. And that's the thing we go against.
Hmm.
We feel on the inside. We rather do the BS. We rather do what doesn't feel good, and you know it doesn't make you feel good. Temporary gratification is a terrible thing. Instant gratification is a terrible thing, and that's what everybody's chasing now. Everybody put up a post and they wanted to do numbers. Um, Everybody wants everything right now today, not understanding the delayed gratification. The
Hmm.
lessons are in the process. The lessons are in way. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I
Hmm.
agree with you wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Yeah, and as a perfect segue into that, like, so how did like finances in your business in the beginning like happen, and like what advice would you have for like securing funding if someone's trying to start up something what you got going on?
First of all, you got to crawl before you walk. That's the biggest thing. With
Hmm.
and we just got finished talking about instant gratification. Fact of the matter is, I ain't gonna lie. I was getting busy. I was active at a point. Because I started producing in 2017. I'm not producing now, but you know, um, some of the things I was involved with have funded. However, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. What I tell people all the time, what I've done to fund my real business is get a job. People are so proudful. You too proud. You can't be proudful and broke at the same time. You feel me? What I tell
Yeah.
people is invest in yourself. Take the money from that job you hate and invest it in your business. Now we get a chance to see how much you believe in yourself. Because see,
Mm.
people so quick to ask somebody else for something, ask somebody else to invest in them, and you're not willing to invest. If you believe in your dream, if you believe in your business, if you believe in your goals, work that job you hate for the amount of time that's necessary, and fund your business. So that's how my business came about. I funded my business with money that I made from a job. But again, being prideful, not gonna get you there. You feel me? Never getting started, not gonna get you there. Chasing perfection is not gonna get you there. You feel me? Yeah. So take money from your job and fund your dream. You feel me?
Mm.
And quit wasting so much time goofing off, wasting money on things that don't matter. You feel what I'm saying? Because hear me loud and clear. If you go rock designer and all that, and that's what you went to, that's cool. But I hope you got your priorities lined up. I hope you got everything else taken care of first. If all that stuff, if you into that kind of stuff, that's cool. That's perfectly fine. But make sure, don't listen. I don't need you walking around with no Louis on and you ain't got transportation. You ain't got nowhere to lay your head. It's the thing down here where you'll see a person with a car. Back in the day, rims were real in style. Rims and big body Crown Vics, Chevys, things like that. You'll see a person with a Chevy on shoes with rims on it. They ain't got nowhere to stay. You ain't got nowhere to stay. You got somebody driving Benz. I don't know. You from up north, so I don't know. Are y'all familiar with trailers up there?
Uh,
Trailer the living type deal.
kind,
See,
kind of.
I'll put you on game then. See, you have a person down here with living in a trailer, which is like a long, I think they call them modular homes, but a trailer is like a
Yeah,
step
yeah, yeah, yeah.
modular home. You have a person living in a trailer with a Benz in the front. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Then it's the little Benz. I mean, that I'm talking dog.
Yeah.
My point is, make sure you got your priorities straight. Stop shooting the ball too soon. Stop attempting the ball too early. You feel me? Stop wasting that money on the club and on going out and these fake vacations people do now. All this going over time. We know that them pictures you posting is old. We know that. So cut it. But all this money y'all spending to make it look a certain type of way, start investing it in your business. Be humble, baby. You feel me? I know nowadays people don't, they say, well, don't be humble. Da, 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 da. Man, I still believe in being humble. I don't care what nobody say. The Bible say to be humble. Oh, man, y'all can have all that other stuff. The Bible say to be humble, and that's what I believe in. You feel me? So yeah.
Yeah, because another thing with being humble is like you gotta understand the reason why the word says be humble. It's not it's not for the people. It's for you. Like you gotta understand like when you become prideful and everything, like there's one thing where you can be like, I take pride and like, this is who I am. Like I believe in God. I do this, I do that. Like I take pride, but like God says, don't boast about what you got because I made that for you. Boast
Right.
about me. You know
You
what I'm
stop.
saying? Like
Yeah.
God is not saying anything else besides that. Like he's saying that to protect you because if you start boasting about the stuff that you got going on, you're gonna get too big headed to realize like, hey, bro, I may need help in this area. I may need like, nah, I don't need your help, bro. Like that's the pride that like God is trying to tell you. Like, take pride in what he has provided for you and not what you think you provided yourself. And
Right.
so, and that's what people get misconstrued. Like it's this so easy misconception that people really try to push in the way that like, okay, I want to be seen as this type of person. I want to be seen as that type of person. When you start to really think about it, like, okay, just because they think you are such way, how is that changing your life in any way, shape, or form?
Right.
Like being honest. Like,
Right.
oh, they got a Mercedes. Oh, that's nice. That's all they're gonna say. Like that's all. Like they're not gonna. You're not gonna. maybe you could use it as like a marketing, like if you're trying to like what I'm saying, market like, oh, I make money, but people are still gonna look at all the other external things if that's what you want to produce. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what I'm saying, that's just one of the main failures I feel like we see in society. Like we really care about what other people think.
Yeah.
Um,
And at the end of the day, like Nipsey Hussle said, it's none of my business what you think about me. Cause I'm me. It's none of
yeah,
my business what you think about me. Cause at the end of the day, like you're saying right now, what you think about me is not gonna change what I got going on. You know? And, you know, to piggyback off of what you were saying, you were mentioning about being humble. Bro, you think I know you think you're making all this happen, but I got a secret for you though. You're not. You got a
well,
system of this. You know what I'm saying? You beat
yeah,
on your chest, and let me tell you something else too. Pride comes before downfall. You feel me?
that's the one. That's the one right there. Yeah.
Pride comes before downfall, and you have so many people. Like even the Bible says, like people misconstrue the. I can't remember the exact scripture when it says it's easier for a camel to go through the needle of an eye.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's not talking about a literal needle. It's talking. It's a foreign thing called a. If you look it up, it's a needle. Back in time, it was called a needle
Hmm.
that a camel walked through. You feel what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
the problem, it isn't anything wrong with having materialistic possessions. It's nothing wrong with succeeding. It's nothing wrong with liking nicer things. The problem comes about because people start thinking they doing it on their own. Think about it. A person that has everything, what do you need God for? Let that shit soak in.
Yeah.
Well, but let that soak in. A person that has everything, they don't need God because they have everything. You feel what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you at your worst,
Yeah.
you feel me? When the person you care about the most betrays you. You feel what I'm saying? When your mother passes, when the worst occurs, because let me tell people, and this is what people don't like to hear. The worst in life is go occur to you. Not everybody else, not what you see on the news. Everybody is gonna deal with tragic times in life. It's life. You feel what I'm saying? That's when you need that voice in the back of your ear saying, "Hey, baby, everything gonna be all right. Keep something." You feel what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. And so just before we wrap this up, what would you say is like your if you want to give advice to an entrepreneur or someone that wants to work for themselves or want to just longevity, any personal develop things, like what would you tell them?
I would say pretty much first of all, get started. Procrastination, perfection is just another form of procrastination. You hear me? Things will never be perfect, and I still deal with some of these things to this day. You feel what I'm saying? We use I wanted to be perfect before we start, and it's really just a crutch. It's really just a reason not to. So my advice would be to start today. Take the job that you're working on now. Stop wasting money. Take the job you're working on now, and invest it in your dream. And the last but not least, keep going. Be consistent. Consistency beats most things. That's what people don't understand. See, everybody wants everything to be so pretty and so glamorous. I invest, as I mentioned earlier. Time in the market is always gonna surpass attempting to time the market. I'm gonna say that again. Time spent in the market is gonna surpass you attempting to jump in at this perfect time to time the market. You feel what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
get started, invest money from your job, and be consistent. Show up every single day. If you watch my Instagram, I don't miss. Now I stand on that. I don't miss. Ask them. Go ask. You feel me? So yeah. So that would be my answer, bro. Again, to get started, invest in yourself, and be consistent.
Okay. And what would you say is like the best advice anybody's ever given you?
The best advice anyone has ever given me. Hey, so I got this advice when I was an actor. I had somebody pop up at my mom. Look, first of all, okay, yeah, I had somebody pop up at my mama's house looking for something. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm,
My big cousin was there. Well, I'm talking about huge. Ain't never
mm,
been active in the street. I always worked a job. I always done right.
mm,
And what he told me was, when they done that, I was ready to crash. I was
mm,
ready to crash. You hear? And he pulled me to the side. He said, "Hey, boy, check this out. When you find a reason to live, you gonna stop being in such a hurry to die.
Mm.
When you find something to live for, you will stop being in such a hurry to die. And though it was simple and small, it meant the world to me. See, I feel like it's far too many people nowadays attempting to crash out. You got people out here going crazy, trying to go viral, putting themselves in harm's way to go viral. You feel what I'm saying? You got
Hmm.
people sleeping with anybody and everybody, and I get it. Sex is amazing. Sex is a real thing. God created sex, however, it's supposed to be with the person you marry. You got people having sex with anybody and everybody, and they count it as like it's a tally or cool points. In reality, you putting yourself at risk, and you putting everybody else you deal with at risk. You feel what I'm saying? So my biggest piece of advice would be stop rushing your death. Find something to live for.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's good. That's good work. Um, yeah, no, but yeah, no, I think that, when it comes down to it, those key factors of, people that are, raised in not necessarily the best environment, it's kind of hard to really think of something abstract of what's going on right then and there, because the world is so big, you know what I'm saying? But until you're exposed to it, you're not gonna, be able to understand why life is so valuable, and if that's all you see, you know what I'm saying?
And another thing is try to reach your 30s, man. Listen, if you can do what you're supposed to do, if you halfway do what's right, if you can reach your 30s, life will be all right. Stop being in such a rush to die. Let me tell you, people love to say your prime is when you're 21. That's a lie. That's a that is a lie. They lying to you. When you're 30 something, hopefully if you've done things halfway right, you got a little bit more money. I'm
Mm.
I tell my son all the time, baby, don't never get it twisted. Dad is just a grown baby. I'm grown, yeah. Me and my wife laugh about it all the time. We crack jokes on. We tell them pretty much, man. Listen, don't never get it misconstrued. I be wrong sometimes. Mama be wrong sometimes. Bro, we kids at this house with no parental. You know what I'm saying? Attention. We don't know everything. Sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we get it right. But when you're in your 30s, you're still a child at heart. I still play PS5. I know people don't like that. I don't care. You feel what I'm saying? I still talk. No, I'm still a child at heart, even though I carry myself in a mature manner. You feel what I'm saying? So try to
Mhm.
reach 30. Listen. Take credit in living. Stop trying to die. Stop being in such a rush to die. Your 20s is not your prime. It's not.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. Yeah, man. For sure. So, all right, guys. Just wrapping up this interview with Mr. Jay Miner here. You know what I'm saying? We talked about a lot of good points about God, about finances, about personal development, all those good things. If you guys are ever interested and want to get personal development by my man, Mr. Jay Miner, I'll put his Instagram in the description, and you guys can hit him up, and I promise you, he'll get you right.
Yes,
So
sir.
thank you guys for tuning in, and peace.